Everyone. This is Robin Chodak from Transformation TV. We are here today, Facebook Live, and it is a beautiful day where I am because I am experiencing this beautiful, beautiful physical presence, and we understand what it is to live in the physical world, correct? Because we can see, smell, feel, taste everything around us. It's a very, very visible world, but we also live and have an invisible world. And that invisible world is what some would call a spiritual world, a realm that we don't see. But a lot of things happen in this realm that we don't see. And one of the things that we don't see often are angels. But I know that some angels do appear in the physical. And our guest speaker today, her name is Dianne Winser, and she is a spiritual coach and a light worker. And Dianne has been dealing with the angels for over 7 years. So she's going to teach us many things about the angels today, and I'm very excited about that. And in addition to that, Dianne is the best-selling author of the book, You Can Be, Do, or Have Anything. And I'll tell you, that title in itself is very, very exciting. So all of you who have joined us today, I see a few people are here live with us. I'm going to bring Dianne on now. There we go. Hi, Dianne.
Hi, Robin. It's great to see you.
Well,
by the way, it's a beautiful day here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada as well. It's gorgeous.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So we have a beautiful physical day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about the spiritual day? What kind of day would you say that is?
Oh, spiritual, enlightening. Absolutely.
Well, right. Well, I believe that it's a matter of what we choose to see in our realm, correct? What are we choosing to see?
True. Absolutely.
Well, and I know you're going to talk about the angels. I actually have my own personal angel story. Now, I didn't grow up really understanding the angel realm so much, and I started to learn about it. But one time I had a very profound experience. Well, actually a couple times. But one time I was in a guided meditation, and the woman that was leading it asked us for an angel to speak to us. And I just was very open about it. And I said, sure, and I had the angel Michael speak to me in this vision. And it was so cool. And actually, it's very exciting because I was kind of like questioning him and talking to him because he told me to write. And I was saying, well, I already am writing. I have this book I want to publish. Well, you know what? He said, write. And I ended up writing another book. It's called Be Gentle With Me, I'm Grieving. And that I talk about in the foreword of my book. And it was because of the angel Michael. Does that sound
awesome?
So that's a real story. I mean, a believable story, right?
Yes, definitely.
So can you tell us some stories about your angels or how they come to us?
Well, it's really interesting because they say that we all have 4 gifts to connect to our angels, but everyone has them in a different priority. So, for instance, my number 1 gift of connecting with my angels is called claircognizance, which is just a knowing. It's just a knowing. My second gift of connecting is called clairsentient, which is just a feeling. You know how you get that gut feeling? Some people, their gift is clairaudio, so they actually hear angels or they hear the thoughts in their head. And my last gift, unfortunately, is clairvoyance, which means it's clear seeing. So my chances of ever seeing an angel are probably pretty slim, but doesn't necessarily mean that I won't. So some people don't necessarily actually see the angels. They might see sparks of light, or they might see images in their head. And so you kind of have to discern on which way you're connecting best with your angels, and then try to tune into the angels through that method.
Mm.
I hope that answers your question.
Yes, yes. So I think that people watching the show, if someone is in tune with themselves, then maybe they would understand if they are clairvoyant, clairsentient, whatever they are, audio, so they can perhaps pay attention. So how could one begin to let the angels come to them or speak to them?
Okay, I'm not sure that I quite understood your question, because you were kind of fading in and out. But
okay.
What I'm thinking that you asked is how people can realize what their gift is. You just kind of have to be aware. And a lot of people don't understand that your angels can't help you unless you ask. Unfortunately, some their angels are unemployed. They can't intercede in our life because unless it's life-threatening, because of free will. So we have to realize that we have to ask our angels. So what you might want to do is just say, angels, can you give me a clear sign of the best way of me connecting with you? Send me like a spark so I know that it's visual. Put thoughts in my mind so that I know that it's audio. Just give me a knowing, or do something so I feel that it's a gut feeling. So you can ask your angels to assist you on figuring out how you best connect with them. And if you don't get a really clear sign, just say, I didn't get a really clear sign. I need you to give me a very, very clear sign. And they will. They'll help you to discern.
Okay, well, we have a listener right now that's saying, how do you know if you have an angel? This was Jennifer. She wants to know, how would she know if she had one? Do we all have angels around us all the time?
Let me tell you that I don't know if you believe in past lives, but they say that we've lived many, many, many past lives. Some people have lived 1,000 past lives. And they say when our soul is first born, let's say, we are assigned a guardian angel. And apparently that guardian angel is with us through every single lifetime, never leaves our side for a second. And I just got the shivers, because that's my angel saying, absolutely. They are with us 24 hours a day, every second of our life. And we also have other angels around us. They can come and go. Everyone has a different number of angels. I've been told I have 7 angels around me. Apparently, the more angels you have around you, the lessons that you came here to learn are maybe harder. So you need more angels. So everyone has angels around them. There's no question about it. You just have to trust. So let's say you want to have some assistance from the angels and you ask them a question. The very first thing that pops into your mind is from the angels. You have to trust that it is. But if you sit there and you contemplate and you think about it, then the answer that you're getting is clearly from your ego, and it's not always the best answer that you want. So just trust the very first thing that pops into your head. It takes a while to get that trust going. So if you were reading an angel, like doing angel card readings for yourself, and you were to pull a card and read it, and then something popped into your head, trust that that's from the angels. Know that. It takes a while to kind of believe and have faith, but they're there for you all the time. Sure. I would suggest that people try small things like thanking the angels in advance for the perfect parking spot in the mall. And it's amazing. As long as you give them about 10 minutes warning, you'll drive to the mall and there will be that perfect parking spot. So just start with little things and see that it happens, and then you know that the angels are there for you. It's truly amazing. It's wonderful.
Well, I think we answered the question then. So she has an angel around, a guardian angel around her. And
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Robin. I'm having a hard time hearing you. You're kind of fading in and out.
Well, I was responding to Jennifer.
Okay.
She has a guardian angel around her. So it's very comforting to know that these angels around us.
It's very comforting to know that you have angels around you. Absolutely. And they say that when we're first born, we hear our angels and see or communicate with our angels when we're very young. But usually around the age of 5 or 6, we stop seeing them or stop communicating with them. And sometimes it's because if we share with other people and they don't believe us and they maybe make fun of us, then that slowly disappears. But it doesn't matter. Any time in your lifetime, you can get your angels to communicate with you again. It just takes a little bit of work.
Okay. So you began to don't know what's the matter. I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm not hearing you very well.
No, I can hear you. I'm hearing a big playback. I don't know if the audience can hear the okay. But I wanted to the connection between the angel and the laws of attraction.
Right. The law of attraction I'm passionate about the law of attraction. It is truly incredible. If people realize that your thoughts create your reality, what you think about, you get, it's amazing. There's so many people that don't understand that. And there's so many people that complain. They complain about everything and they don't realize that they're putting negative vibrations out into the universe. And the more negative vibrations that you put into the universe, the more negative things happen to you. It's just like a spiral. So if you can first be conscious of your thoughts, and if they're not positive, then think to yourself, so what do I want? And change those negative thoughts into positive thoughts and put those vibrations out into the universe. It's almost like there's a telephone cord going up into the universe, and it's hearing your vibrations and giving you more of the same. So think positive thoughts it's just so incredible. And I wish people would understand how the law of attraction works, because if you visualize what it is that you want, I guess that's the very first thing. So a lot of people don't know what they want. So you have to be really, really clear about what it is that you do want. And once you realize that, then visualize it happening. And more important than anything is to feel what that would feel like, to have that in your life, and then put it out there and trust that it's going to happen. I was going to say it's as simple as that, but I've manifested so many things into my life. If people could just try it and realize how amazing it works, wow, it's pretty incredible.
Well, Dianne, I'm in total agreement with you, because my transformation came because of changing my thought. Okay, that was the first begin to change the thought. But we have someone from Stacy says, can I just ask for from my angel? Or is there a special way to communicate with them?
What I would say is I like to thank my angels as if it's already happened. So when I said thank you for finding that perfect parking spot in the mall, what you need to understand is you can never ask the angels a question that can be answered in yes or no. Like, should I get a divorce? The angels will never answer that with yes or no, because they need you to make that decision. However, you can say to them, angels, thank you for giving me a clear sign, a clear opportunity that I will know if I should be leaving my husband or not. And they will. There's amazing things that will happen. You know, you might hear something on the radio. You might read about something. You might get a very clear message from your husband that it's time. So you just want to sit quietly, close your eyes, and ask a question. And it might take a little while to start connecting with them, but just ask them for guidance. And if you're not getting a clear answer, just say to them, thank you, angels, for making it more clear. I didn't quite get it. Can you make it really, really clear for me? And then sit quietly and trust the very first thing that comes into your mind, or the very first thing. You might get an image in your mind if you're more of a visionary person. It takes some time, but it truly is amazing. And, some people will communicate with their angels through angel decks. They will do a card reading for themselves. They'll pull a card, they'll read it, they'll get more information coming to them, they'll read the book, and that's another way of communicating with their angels as well.
Okay. Well, I think you answered the question. I wanted to know if she can ask. So, absolutely. We ask, and we wait, silent. It's important to be silent. We're never going to in a world. We have too much noise in our head and a lot of blockages in our system. It's important to be silent and to listen for the answer.
Right, exactly.
You're saying, Dianne, as well. And continue to ask and answer, right? The answer will come.
The answer will come. Yes, definitely. I've heard so many people who have communicated with the angels and asked different things. And it truly is amazing how it works. I had a young 16-year-old come to me. His mother actually brought him. He was seeing a dark entity in his house, and it just really, really freaked him out. The whole story is in my book, but just to make it a short story, he totally changed his life and connected with Archangel Michael. He actually saw Archangel Michael on many different occasions, which I was actually jealous about because I'm not a visionary person. That's not how I connect. But he truly, Archangel Michael came into his life and changed his world. He now has a Twitter account called Mr. Preacher. And he helps other people to connect to their angels and to ask for assistance. It was truly inspirational just to talk with him. His mother brought him back after a year, and she said, you saved his life. He was suicidal before he came to you, and he's totally connected with the angels and changed his life. And now I have the shivers again. The angels are agreeing with me. And that's something people should realize, that when you get the shivers, you know that that's your angels confirming what it is that you just said, which is pretty exciting to know.
Well, I've been talking to you. I'm getting the shivers.
There you go. I don't get the shivers a lot unless I'm doing readings. But when I'm doing readings, it's incredible how the angels are always confirming that what I'm getting is correct, and they're giving me shivers. And then the people that I'm reading for get shivers, and it's really a special connection at that point.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk about? I know there's a Michael. What's his hierarchy?
Michael is an archangel. So maybe I should explain to people that there are different types of entities around us. So first of all, we do have our guardian angel that's with us every second of the day. We also have angels that surround us. But there are archangels, and those are very special angels, like Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, who's the healing angel. There's Archangel Shamriel, who I call on quite often to help me find lost objects. Each one has a particular calling, you might say. You don't necessarily have to know who to call upon. You just say, the archangel that helps me find lost objects. Thank you for helping me find whatever it is that you lost. Archangel Michael is the most powerful archangel. He's usually in royal blue. He can help with relationships. He can help with protection. He's always there protecting people. There's so many different. Okay, so there's your guardian angels. There's your ordinary angels. There's your archangels, and then there's also soul groups, and those are people who come into our life at a certain time to help us with a lesson. And then some people will ask me, well, do I have guides who were here before? So we call those spirit guides. Those are people who have been here in human form before, but have come back to earth as an angel to help guide someone. So you may have some guides that maybe were a relative, a husband, a wife, a brother, sister, grandma, grandfather, or your guides could be total strangers who have just come and asked to help guide you. There's also, they call them ascended masters, and those are people who were here in human form before, but have reached an extreme level of mastery, have agreed to come back to Earth and help globally. So some examples of those are Jesus, Buddha, Mother Teresa. They even say that John Lennon and Michael Jackson and Princess Diana were all ascended masters. Mm-hmm. So those are all of the different beings that we have around us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I see John Lennon, ascended master. He was so in with the you created. It was just, he was so. I could see that. To me. Now I want to know if these spirit guides or ascended guides, do they know that that's the role on this earth?
The difference between spirit guides and ordinary angels is that angels are from love and light, where spirit guides, because they were in human form before, have an ego. So you almost have to discern whether the information that you're getting from a guide is what you really truly want to do, because it's coming from their ego. So if you're getting information and your gut is telling you that, that's not what I want to do, or that you don't have to follow their guidance. I mean, you have free will. You can do whatever it is that you want. For instance, the way I actually got into this was an interesting story, because I went to a spirit reading. Her name was Michaela. There was maybe a dozen of us in the room, and she called in a different spirit for each person and gave them some guidance. When she got to me, she called in Archangel Michael, and he said that I was to be an angel therapist, which kind of blew me away, and that I was going to be trained by Doreen Virtue, that one day I would channel and one day I would write a book with the help of someone else. And when she said write a book, I'm going, yeah, right, like that's ever going to happen. But so far, most of those things have come true. But when I talk about you don't have to follow their guidance 100%, because I was not trained by Doreen Virtue. I mean, I did take an online course from her, but her course was going to be in Hawaii at that time. It was going to be in June. It was very, very expensive, and I was newly divorced at the time, so there was no way. But I did find an angel therapist. Her name is Bonnie Bogner, and she's from Regina. She taught me everything that I knew. I got my license, my spiritual license. And so I guess the point that I'm making is that you don't have to follow their advice exactly. You can do whatever speaks to you and whatever feels right for you at that particular time.
Sure. Well, that's, like you said, we all need to trust our own intuition, our own guidance. That, from the spirit world, the light, love, is going to move us in the right direction. Love and light will always move us in the right direction, and there's no fear. No fear involved when you have the love and light surrounding you. Can you hear me, Dianne?
No, I'm sorry. It's just kind of in and out. And did you ask me a question?
Well, I was just speaking. Tell you can't hear me very. But I want to go back to, you think that John Lennon, do the people that are here in the physical realm, perhaps are an ascended master or a guide? I believe that they know it and they know it.
I didn't quite catch what you were saying there, but I know you were talking about John Lennon.
Yes.
I was told that he was an ascended master and has come. He had spent many lifetimes here on Earth, had reached a level of extreme mastery, and had come back to help the world. And he was helping the world, obviously, through his music, through his messages in his music, and inspiring people. That's the best that I can. I'm not sure if that's what you were actually asking me.
I wonder if you ascend, understand their role, ascended master, or are they aware of that?
Are they aware that they're here as an ascended master? I don't think so. I don't think so, because we all choose our lessons before we come to this earth. And unfortunately, when we're born, we have no idea what those lessons were that we asked to come to earth. So I would say that he had no idea that he was coming to earth for that purpose. We don't really know what our lessons are that we're supposed to come here to learn. But I think that the important thing that might help people is that when something tragic happens, like you're grieving the loss of your husband, or if something else really tragic happened in your life, know that it's happening for a reason. Know that it's there to teach you a lesson. It might be a very hard lesson, but you chose that lesson when you came to this earth. So I think as hard as it is to go through those things, I think if we understand that it's happening for a reason, it's probably not going to be very apparent when you're going through that grieving period. But after, you can probably discern and understand what that reason was that you had to go through that. Maybe you were supposed to learn, grief, compassion, patience, trust, whatever it is that you chose to learn. Those things are happening to help you learn those lessons.
Yes, I believe it. We definitely are here to learn lessons. It's a matter of, we all things happen to us in life. And it's about how we are back to choices. What choices are we doing? And how are we responding? It's nice to know that wherever we are, can ask the angels and ask for guidance from them.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have to remind ourselves, I think, every day that they're there for us. And they can't help us unless we ask. So we have to ask. It's just to give you an example, like a very simple little example. I was getting red light tickets. I don't know if those are worldwide, but here in Winnipeg, if you are speeding, if you're going through a red light, weeks later, you'll get this ticket in the mail that's usually $200 or $300. And I mean, I'm not a speeder. It's just that I didn't realize I was in a 50-mile-an-hour zone and I was going maybe 62 because I thought I was in a 60. I got 3 of those tickets in 1 year, and I'm going, oh my goodness. And finally the light bulb went off and I thought, well, I'm going to ask my angels for assistance. And I thank them for always helping me to stay within the speed limit. And oh my goodness, they drove me crazy at the beginning. It's almost like they were tapping me on the shoulder and saying, watch your speed, slow down. And I'd look around and I'd go, oh, right, I'm in a 50. I was driving out to my sister's one time. It was like 5 hours away, and I was listening to a motivational tape, totally not focused, obviously. And this car came and almost cut me off and came in front of me and started driving slow. And I'm going like, what's going on? And I suddenly looked around and realized I was no longer in Manitoba where the speed limit's 100 kilometers an hour, but I was now in Ontario where it was only 90. And sure enough, 2 minutes later, there was an RCMP parked at the side of the road. And the angels put that car in front of me to slow me down so I wouldn't get a ticket. So that was just kind of an example of how our angels can help us with whatever's going on in our life at that particular time.
Sure. And in your book, somebody wants, they can go to they can get your boot camp. But what would they expect from your book, Dianne?
Okay, I'm not sure. I didn't quite hear all of that, but you were talking about the book. This is the cover of the book so that you can see what it would look like. If you were wanting to purchase it, you could go to Amazon and just put my name in, Dianne with 2 N's, Winser, Winser, and it'll just pop up. And you can purchase it in Kindle or in book form. Also, if you went to the website, transformation.tv, I have a 45-minute, they call it a teaching segment, where I talk about a lot of the things that we talked about here, but in much more detail about connecting with your angels, all the different angels that there are, the lessons that we have to learn, about the law of attraction. And then if you want to even go deeper, then you can have an opportunity to purchase a 3-hour session, which you can do in half-hour sections because they're all broken down. So that's something if you want to even get more information on how it all works. I'm not sure if that's what you were asking.
No, that's what I want to leave the viewers something to go to. You're having a hard time. I don't know if you're connected here. You get every viewers that you want to know.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. I'm hearing you very well.
One short. I think we'll say goodbye for a few minutes. You want to end it, and they know where they can get the information. Okay. Unless is there anything you want to say to them?
No, I think that's good. Thank you, Robin.
So why don't you disconnect? Okay.
I can disconnect now?
Yes.
Okay. Bye for now.
Dianne. Okay, I'm still here. All right. Yes, I believe that we had some problem with Dianne's equipment for some reason, but I know that you can hear me clearly now because I am not getting the feedback. I'm sorry that this isn't as long as we normally have our sessions, but I want you to be aware that you can go to www.transformation.tv. You can purchase Dianne's book there. You can watch her free segment, and then you can buy her boot camp, and you can just purchase it for $1 initially and watch those. And I'm sure that you're going to love them. If you are interested in the angels, I think this would be a great opportunity for you to learn more. And maybe you haven't thought about them much in the past. And like I said earlier, I really hadn't myself, but because I had gone to a meditation, I had a very, very real encounter. So it's just another way for us to connect, to find answers, to find some peace in our life, right? Aren't we all looking for peace and for direction? And, you know, you can go wherever you want to go, to Source, to God, to the angels. There's a lot of opportunities out there. And we want you to go to Transformation TV because there's a lot of good teachers. There's a lot of good information for everyone. We have different topics on different things that we all need in our life, be it relationships, be it work related, being it processing your grief, being the physical body, weight management, whatever it is, okay? You will find something on Transformation TV. because this is why we're here. We want to transform the world. We want to make the world a better place. And that's why I'm hosting these sessions every 2 weeks. So if you haven't sign up for Like Transformation TV Facebook page, and you'll get notified whenever I have a new guest on. I'll have a new guest in 2 weeks. And thank you for joining me, and have a beautiful day in both the physical and the non-physical world. Bye for now.